All right, and we are live. I am H2 the Game. Welcome to the podcast. And today we got our usual guest, the Immortal Afro. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. And the legendary Cross. What's going
I'm
on?
I'm legendary. Yep.
Legendary.
Don't say that. I don't want to be that shit anymore.
Yes. Star Lord.
Hate that bitch.
That character so whack. Him and
No.
Iron Man. A
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals reference, guys, if you don't know. But we missed last week. That was my fault. Like, had some work things I had to do, and man, it was really busy. So, trying to get back on it this week, and I appreciate everybody who has been patient with us. Thank you, and we appreciate your support. All right, so I always like to start off the stream. I always like to know this. So, what is everybody playing right now?
Well, of course, I've been putting in my hours in the Marvel Rivals, trying to get two more characters up to Lord status.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about before stream. What characters do you have at Lord right now?
Right now, the top three is Squirrel Girl, Adam Warlock, and Venom. And right behind them is Mantis and the Thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's pretty much been my little project. Get them all up to Lord status so I can get my nice little Lord icon so people know that I have no life.
Well, if you never know, I might join you one day. Get my shitty Winter Soldier up
uh,
there to Notch Lord.
yeah, something funny happened the other day because we were queuing up in quick play, and you can see everybody pick their character.
Yeah.
The first two people had Lord icons, and then the third guy did it. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll give mine too. And so all six of us had Lord characters.
Yeah.
And so we got started. It's like, damn, well, I guess we'll see how this goes. It's like, it'll be funny if we still get bopped.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, we went in and we won. And the
Yeah.
dude was like, dang, LOL, Lord diff.
Total folks up, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The dude was like, how come I can't find you? How come I can't find y'all a damn competitor? Over here, quick play
Yeah.
hot. It's like, you have too. What the fuck you
Oh man. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're still having fun with that game.
Oh, yeah.
But what
Very
about you, Cross?
I mean, I really actually haven't been playing really anything. Been trying to find something to play.
Okay.
Uh, haven't really been playing anything.
Yeah, I know you were on. Well, you're still on Virtua Fighter. Pretty tough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, me, of course, I'm still playing Grand Blue. Still trying to get everything down. I've been playing Eustace pretty hard. I've been playing. I kind of stopped playing Belial because he's kind of easy. Um, and I pretty much got him down. So Eustace has a lot of setups, a lot of frame traps, and a lot of got to kind of MacGyver like combos sometimes. So I've been kind of like just learning every combo that I can learn and trying to remember them and use them in whatever situations that I need them in. But that game has been super fun. But getting into our first topic, Evo Japan. I got a chance to watch some of it, and it was like awesome. It was awesome seeing just the level of skill that was displayed. What about you guys? Did you get a chance to watch Evo Japan?
Yeah. Yeah. I watched some, and it was for what I watched, it was good. I didn't watch like all 3 days, but I did check out like a co-op cup, for Third Strike. I watched the Soul Calibur 2 tournament. That was kind of cool. And the VF event for a Beat Tribe Cup. I watched that. And that was pretty much all I watched. I didn't really care about anything else, but they did have other games there, like being streamed and stuff. So that was kind of cool. I didn't even know
Yeah.
they were going to have a Soul Calibur 2 thing. That just was something
Yeah.
that I just happened to stumble upon. I was like, oh shit, they playing Soul Calibur 2? Like, that's cool.
Yeah, I was surprised at some of the games that they had there as well. Now, Josh, did you get a chance to watch Evo Japan?
A little bit. I was kind of watching on and off. I watched for a little bit of the Grand Blue, a small little bit of the Tekken, and it wasn't until after it was over I found out they did have side tournaments. There was one for Street Fighter 4, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
watched some of the archives of that, and then it was really nice seeing that. I see because there was this quote that Daigo made a few weeks ago. I think he said Street Fighter 4 is it's like a simulator, whereas Street Fighter
simulator.
6, yeah,
Hmm.
and I think what he meant was that it's very and I think it's not because the game is just that way. It's just that since the game has been broken into so much that it's like straight up chess, whereas the newer games kind of have like a factor of and what's the best way to put it. Uh, I thought about it in detail before. I haven't really talked to anyone about it, but
Yeah,
this is just me kind of thinking I'm understanding what he meant when he was kind of describing the difference between the two games. Because obviously, I prefer Street Fighter 4 because the only thing that's on the table is your ability. Like, there's
yeah,
not really much in a way that causes the game to be save you or make it easy for you to get away with anything. Like the right
yeah,
amount of whatever is there. Whereas Street Fighter 6 and 5 kind of just have this layer of um, how do you describe it? Uncertainty
yeah.
that kind of allows for different outcomes. Core
I
8
see.
Gaming kind of went over it, but yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
how I read into that. So
Okay. Okay.
watching 4 was like a treat. I was like, man,
Yeah.
these guys are like just good. If you're not
Yeah.
good, you're just gonna die.
Yeah. And games like that are always awesome. Um, I got a chance to watch a little bit of it as well. I watched Grand Blue. I watched a little bit of Tekken, King of Fighters 15, of course, a little bit of Fatal Fury. So this tournament was just extremely stacked. And for those who don't know what stacked mean, that just means that all of your strongest players are there.
Yeah,
All of your strongest players there, all the who's, all your Evo champions, all your past Evo champions is like people who win like the majority of the online tournaments were there. Surprisingly, a lot of our best American players were there, which is crazy. But yeah, this was the who's who of tournaments. So this article from Event Hubs, made by Nicholas Taylor. He posted this a few days ago, but there was 9,340 entrants across all of the games that were there, which is ridiculous. Street Fighter 6 has 6,536. Tekken had 960. Grand Blue and Guilty Gear has 676 and 474. King of Fighters, which is on the way out the door, still had a respectable 289 entrants, which is crazy. And They also had the Beat Tribe Cup, like what Cross was talking about, which is a five versus five tournament, team tournament. And they said they had 85 teams. That is crazy. Let me get my calculator. What is 85 times 5? 85 times 5. That's 425 people for that tournament. That is crazy.
Yeah, the numbers were pretty insane.
Yeah. But let's get into some of these results. Mena RD end up winning Street Fighter 6. Yeah, I think this is like his second time winning Evo Japan, I think. Which is ridiculous.
So.
That dude, Mena RD, is sick. I think when you have consistency, like throughout the years and winning big tournaments like this where the best players in the world are there, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Because he's won the Capcom Cup once or twice, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his record is, but I know he's got quite a bit of wins on his belt.
And it's crazy. So look at some of the people that are in here. Momochi, right? Tokido, Big Bird. Who else is in here? Knuckle Dew. I'm just reading out some of the ones that I know. Fudo, Daigo, Bonchun, Punk, the God, our Evo, a champion for last year, tied for 33. It's like, bro, the Angry Bird. I think Angry Bird, is he an Evo champion?
I think so.
I think so, which is crazy. But yeah, just like, Nemo. Just like looking at these results and look at all of these killers get tied for 33 and below is ridiculous. That just shows how strong these players are. Like a lot of these players, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But Tekken 8, Knee pulled it out with Brian. And and I have to ask the question, like, Knee is considered old, by a lot of people, but he's still, kicking ass and taking names in these Tekken games. So do you guys think there's a certain age where like you're just too old to win?
I think video games are kind of one of those avenues that really kind of allow age to not be a huge factor for the ability to play well or win like that. Because I think Button Check he talked about it. I want to say about a few days ago, a week ago, where there's a Street Fighter player who one of the oldest players. He was like 46, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still playing and winning, doing really well. And then other, not just fighting games, but in shooting games, there are some players that are like in their 60s.
Dang, for real?
Yeah, and World War II vets playing like Battlefield and stuff.
Wow.
And gaming, and he kind of came to the conclusion that gaming is like one of those. It's one of those things where age really doesn't have that much of an effect on your ability to perform. Like, when it comes to Tekken, age could be a factor, but if you've been playing the game for so long, a lot of that stuff is muscle memory that you're just reacting to. You don't necessarily have to have the fastest reaction to know that once you block a low, that it's at least, punishable by 11 frames. So you do the corresponding button or whiff punish. You were banking on that. That's your play style.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool. I like it. It kind of gives me it kind of gives me, hope and like, not to compete, but I'm like, I'm going to be playing video games forever.
Yeah,
So long as
yeah,
they're good. Because even if games get shitty, like, I'll just play the old shit.
yeah.
The old shit was better anyway. So,
What about you, Cross? Like, what's your thoughts on being too old for fighting games?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much have the same opinion. I think that yeah, like being older, probably. I think that being older, the negative effects that being older has on you is kind of different than what people are saying it is. It's not like, oh, I'm old, so like my reaction time is super slow or whatever. Like, it's not really that. I think that when you're older, you tend to have more responsibilities
Yeah,
and you have more things on your mind. And so you can't dedicate the time that you would normally dedicate to whatever game you want to play like you could if you were 20.
yeah,
Like you're 28, 19, 18, then like you can spend all day just fucking like putting in like quality time into getting really good at the game. But traveling, you can like whatever.
yeah,
Who gives a fuck? You're 19. You can just go to Evo if you fucking wanted to, because who gives a fuck? Like you don't have any responsibilities. But when you're like in your 30s, and you got bills, how are you gonna justify, you know, getting, well, I want to go to Evo so I can meet such and such player so I can get experience playing against the best. It's like that's not it becomes harder to put in that time, and I think that's the negative effect that age has. That's the advantage that a young person has over an old person. They can put
that's
more
true.
time into the game more often, but I think that it balances out with the experience that you would have gained in your 20s.
Yeah,
Like, um
yeah,
like if you did put in the time to be good at like fighting games and stuff, then you don't really have to travel and go around as much, but you still need to be really strong. But it's like, you don't got it. It's not like you're brand new and fresh where,
yeah. The experience means something.
yeah, the
Mhm.
experience is like really, really, because it's like, it's one of the reasons why, like, in my opinion, I don't this could just be like me. I never met Justin Wong in my well, actually I played against him once in Soul Calibur 5 at Evo. But that was the only time I've seen him. But I never like met him, what I mean, talked to
Yeah,
him and stuff. But I don't think that he's particularly like talented or anything like that. I know a lot of people say he's talented and stuff. I don't think he is. I think it's just that he's interested in a bunch of different games and he played a bunch of different games really early on, like like he's known for Marvel too and stuff, but he played like everything, like what I
yeah,
mean, like that was clear to me when we played so when I played him in Soul Calibur 5, because he
yeah,
wasn't like super good. I beat him, but
yeah,
at the same time I had to sit up to beat him. I was like, okay, like I gotta actually kill you. And so it made me think like, okay, he put in enough time to know how to play his character, and he had enough basic, just I know what Soul Calibur is to play the game. And so like he would probably just fucking around, like he just probably joined this just to have some fun, like you know what I mean,
yeah,
like whatever, like I'm here, let me just like join this joint and see how far I can get. It's like,
yeah,
and I think that like that mindset over a long period of time like gives you the ability to jump into a new game and acquire it way faster than someone who just stuck to Street Fighter their entire
yeah,
fucking career, because like they just can't think outside of Street Fighter brain. But like Justin Wong adapted his mind to be able to learn a bunch of different games like quickly, because like that's what he did already. Like he was
yeah,
already interested in a bunch of different games, so he just like he already got used to, oh, this game is completely different. I have to learn a completely different, rule set now. Like,
yeah.
so
And see, I feel the same way about myself. Like, even though I'm not particularly just like the greatest like fighting game player of all time, I can still jump from fighting game. Like if I want to learn a fighting game, it's not gonna take me that long to learn it. Like Grand Blue, like I'm already, even though it's an easy game, I'm already in the process of learning like maybe 4 or 5 different characters, and it feels it's a smooth process. It hasn't been too hard, outside of just repetition and actually playing. You know,
Right.
um, but yeah, this Tekken 8 tournament here. Just let me name off some of the killers that were in this tournament. Knee, of course, Pena, Uslan, Ranchu, um, Tekken World Champion right here. Shadow 20 Hours. I am surprised to see him in the top 8. Uh, I know he's good. He's probably like one of the best American players. But for him to make top 8 in the midst of all of these killers is crazy. Uh, you don't see that a lot. American players making it far in this type of tournament. But we got Chicorin, Low High, who else? Kudans, King Ray Jr. I'm surprised he made it far too. He's been leveling up. John Ding, uh, and this iMusician. Who, who else? K Swiss, Anakin, Jimmy J Tran. I didn't even know they were there. JDCR. Oh my God, those 3 names back to back did not make top 25. Good Lord. Anakin, Jimmy J Tran, and JDCR. That's crazy. But yeah, like
I don't want to be a hater, but who else is in top 25 or top 8?
you say what?
If you want to know who else was in top 8, I was probably fucking most of them up to keep them from getting up there.
Who was that?
It's Tekken 8.
That is true. This is definitely a different game where the game is definitely holding people's hands.
Yeah,
I think
it's
you
nice
just hit on something though, like because I just said to like myself, like I'm surprised that these guys are down here. I feel like if this was like Tekken 7, they probably would have been further up.
Yeah, and
Like a lot of these people would have been further up, especially like Qdans, um, John Dean,
and I think that's
iMusician.
part of the design philosophy behind Tekken 8 is so that you don't see these guys up there.
Yeah,
It's nice to
that's
see
true.
Knee though. I will say I'm happy
Yeah.
Knee won, at the end of it. But yeah, a lot of these other people, I have no idea who these people are, and that's good for them. I ain't trying to take nothing away from them. But in the back of my head, it's like if this was a real Tekken game, how well would you have done?
Yeah,
Back in the day, like someone like King Ray Jr., I would have loved to see him play. Like I would have loved to see him place higher in like a traditional Tekken game.
yeah, I agree. Fucking Book is down here. One of my favorite gym players. Book tied for 49th. This is a world champion Tekken player. World
Old
champion.
Tekken, maybe.
Yeah.
Tekken. Yeah.
Guilty Gear Strive. Who cares? I did watch some of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and it was pretty crunk. This guy here was pretty much whipping people to death, literally, with Fairy. And it's funny, man. Like, whenever there's like characters that I struggle with, they always end up in like the top 8 or grand finals or something. And Fairy and Caligari, I both struggle with fighting those characters. But yeah, this was a good tournament.
Yeah, there's a few names that I'm starting to become familiar with, but I just need to keep watching.
So the only name that I'm familiar with, because I'm just now getting into it too, is this guy because he placed second place at Evo. Um, I think 2 years ago, something like that, or a year ago. But yeah, he's good, and he kind of made me want to play Percival with the damn flame carpet. It's like he'll put the flame carpet out and like the game just stops. People like, I don't want to move. So, Koji Coco. That's another Grand Blue player that I know of. He plays Belial from time to time. But yeah, stack tournament, King of Fighters 15, always crunk. You got your Evo champion ET, Moke, Lassit. These are like the who's who of like the greatest like King of Fighters player. Mad KOF, Tamago from Mexico, ZJZ. I think he was an Evo champion too. Violet Kane, but yeah, these are all the people who are winning most of the tournaments and winning online tournaments. And like I was just saying, like whenever there's like characters that I hate, they always win the tournament or in top 8. Like Clark. My most hated characters are Clark, Athena, and Whip. And they are in the top 8. But yeah. Virtua Fighter Revo. Bro, these names for teams are like crazy. U.S. Hospital. What kind of team name is that? Wild Horse Farm. Successors to Marimo Seachin. The Villain Union. That's kind of cool.
These names sound like they're inside jokes, and if you don't get it, then you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Villain Union. That's the one. That's the team with Chin Pon.
Yeah, Homestay Akira.
Homestay Akira.
Yeah. I'm glad you were streaming this tournament because this Villain Union team was sick.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna win it, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought so too. But Tone Chan is really good. He's a very
Yeah,
good
Tone
player.
Chan.
Yeah, Tone Chan. He's probably the best VF player right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did you watch this till it's in to the end?
Yeah.
Now, did Ton Chan have to carry the team on his back, or was everybody putting in work?
Kinda. It depended on what team they were fighting against. Sometimes he didn't have to step up, but then there were some times where his whole team got wiped out, and then Tone Chan just wiped the whole other team out. That's what happened when his team went up against uh Villain Union.
For real?
Yeah, because Chimpan started just wiping out his entire team, and then Tone Chan got up there and smoked both Chimpan and fucking Homestay.
Dang.
Homestay.
Yeah, that is sick though. This entire tournament was like super super sick. Uh, Xiao Hai, another old player, that won Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Now Xiao Hai, just touching on the topic of being too old, he had a video that he came out with where he was talking about how people were saying he was too old. He said he gonna come out and play these other games, so he can prove that he's not too old to play these games, and he ended up just winning this game. And he dropped out of KOF. He dropped out of KOF so he can focus on Fatal Fury and Street Fighter. And that's kind of why I think ET had a chance at winning this. Because if Zhao Hai was in this tournament, he probably would have won. But yeah, Some of the games, like I said, Vampire Savior, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Soul Calibur 6, Project Justice, like Josh was saying, Street Fighter 4, Melty Blood, Dead or Alive 6, Soul Calibur 2, DNF Duel. Man, like the games were like, they were in this tournament were crazy. Last Blade 2, oh my God. uh, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Good Lord. Yeah, but this was an awesome tournament, and I would encourage anybody who's into fighting games, go ahead and check it out. And but next topic. So we just got some news about Virtua Fighter 6. We got the reveal of Wolf Hawkfield, to be precise. And I'm kind of mixed on the new design for Hawk. Now, did any of you guys get a chance to see the reveal for Hawk?
Yeah, I saw it.
It looked like they took Akuma's face and just put it on another body.
Yeah, it don't look like Wolf at all.
It don't.
It doesn't look like Wolf at all, and not like from a like, oh, like Wolf changed his persona. Like Hollywood Hogan, I know that's what people were saying. Like, oh, he's a heel. It's like no, Hollywood Hogan still looks like whatever the fuck his name is, Terry Beluga, or whatever. Like it's still that you could
The
tell
guy.
that the guy is the same. He is just, and it's not like like yeah, Mick Foley where he's wearing a mask, so you're like, oh, mankind, I can't tell, like like no, like why is his face entirely fucking different? Like he has a
Yeah.
completely different face. I don't like that shit because
So I know they said that this is supposed to take place in the future where
yeah,
everybody's older.
okay.
Um,
I don't see why that's important. It's like he still should look the same. He should still look like the same guy. Like you know what I mean? Akira, when
yeah,
we saw Akira, he looked like Akira.
yeah,
He was just wearing different clothes.
He looks
Like
like
you know what I mean?
Ganondorf. He looks like another person. Like when I look at Ganondorf, I said that's Ganondorf. This doesn't look
yeah,
like Wolf. Like even if you imagine all that extra hair on his face, because I normally you would think, oh, it's because he has hair on his face. It's like it doesn't even look like if you take the hair off, he look like somebody else.
Yeah.
Still,
He does not look like he looks like Ganondorf. He does not look like Wolf. So that's kind of like my biggest like issue. And also like yeah, like he just looks like a different character.
yeah.
I just wish he looked like Wolf.
I agree with you. I still, it's like I agree with you. It doesn't look like Wolf, but I still like the design of the character. I still like the way he looks. Like you said, if he was like a different character, I'd be like, oh man, this looks Ganondorf looks awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
like if he was
but
like I'm Wolf's brother, or I'm Wolf's like disciple, I'm Armor King, I'd be like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
yeah,
But that's not Wolf. Like he
yeah,
doesn't look like Wolf.
yeah. And I was watching one of Rooflamonger's videos. He's on this pretty tight, but he was kind of talking about how uh they're starting to give more character to like these characters that have been in Virtua Fighter because normally their designs are kind of bland, unless you go to like customization or something. But for the most part, man, I love this design. And I know he was talking about how the character's older now. And when wrestlers get older, they start putting on the knee braces and things like that. And you can see Wolf, he has the knee brace on because he's old. He's been wrestling a long time. So that's cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
Uh,
those are all factors that I think
yeah,
are honestly really cool, but I don't care because the character doesn't look like Wolf. Like to
yeah,
me, that really hurts it. It's like, okay, that's all cool, Like, but it's kind of like if like you said, "Oh, Pai Chan looked like she learned Laos kung. Incorporated Koen Ken, and she became like a she's like Bruce Lee, and like people are trying to kill her. You came up with this cool fucking story, but then I don't know, she looked like fucking Bob. I wouldn't give a fuck anymore. I'd be like,
Yeah,
okay, I don't care.
yeah,
Like, I don't care, dude. Like, so it's kind of like, I mean, it's not that dramatic, but it's enough to make me say, like, it wasn't like Wolf's one of my favorite characters, but I did think he was kind of cool, you know?
yeah,
Like, so it's like,
yeah. I think this reminds me of the um, looks that they did in Virtua Fighter Revo, where they did the redesigns for the characters, and they like a lot of them don't even look like the character they're
yeah,
supposed to be.
yeah, that's true
Um,
too. Yeah.
but
But he doesn't look like that either. Like, he doesn't look like the redesigned Wolf. He doesn't look like prior Wolf. He just looks
yeah,
like a completely different fucking guy.
Doesn't look
yeah,
like he would say the things Wolf would say.
Yeah, he doesn't even look
Like,
like Wolf.
he, yeah, that's true. But I would say he does look like he would say the things that Wolf would say to me.
That guy does not look like he would
Listen,
say, "Here comes my
listen,
suplex." Like, what?
look at
No.
this flex.
So what?
Yeah, you don't think he would say something Wolf would say right there?
No.
he looked like the
You know,
boogeyman,
you
dude.
know what? You know what Wolf would say? Here comes my suplex.
Yeah,
And wrestling is the ultimate sport.
yeah. I think he would say. Yeah, I think he would. He look like. Hey, he looks like he would say that to me.
No, that guy
But I
looks
will.
like he would say something
He
like
looked like he would make noises at you, like,
yes.
and the boogeyman.
See, and another thing is like, I think that they're gonna put more effort into the voice acting in this game, like the personality and the voice acting. I think it's gonna get a lot better. Hopefully, the English voice
Bad.
action is better.
Bad.
I know that the lameness of like the voice lines has kind of been like a staple in Virtua Fighter. It's kind of what we expect from it. But I'm hoping that they'll just, go the extra mile like they kind of did with putting more flair into the characters. I hope they go the extra mile with like the story and the voice acting.
I mean, yeah. I just
Now, go
no.
ahead.
I just hope the characters aren't so redesigned that they're like different characters entirely.
Yeah.
You know, that's the
This is
only.
going to be one of those situations where you're going to be very disappointed, Tevin.
Oh
And
yeah, I
the
already know.
only,
Like, I'm expecting to quit the game when quit playing VF when VF6 comes out, because either I'm gonna like VF6 and so I'm gonna play VF6, or I'm not gonna like VF6 and then I'm just gonna stop playing VF in general.
Yeah.
like
So
so much time has really passed between Virtua Fighter 5 actually in this game. It's like, yeah, this is gonna be a completely different game. Like voices and everything. Like everyone's gonna sound different and everyone's gonna look different.
well,
And I think this is like a good indicator of that.
like the thing that like makes me not really give a fuck about any of this is like, where's the gameplay at? I mean,
Yeah.
this is cool to show people like, hey, like the characters, like we're focusing on making the characters like appealing and shit. I get that. They should do that. But bro, like, okay, with Tekken, just think about the past fighting games that have been coming out recently, right? By
Mhm.
this point, you would see some gameplay. They would have
Mhm.
shown some gameplay, something where you can say, I know what the game plays like. I am looking
Yeah.
at gameplay right now. But with VF, they doing all this dick teasing, and then they show me just Wolf flexing, and it's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't. Even if he looked cool, I would be like, well, that's cool, but
Yeah.
I
But
don't
I don't
care.
know.
Like, it's not any gameplay. And I remember some guy in the fucking VF Discord was like, there is gameplay. I was like, 8 seconds is gameplay to you? 8 seconds.
Because remember, this is going to be a
Like, are you?
$70 game.
Yeah, like, are you fucking kidding me? Is gameplay that's so not important to you that 8 seconds is enough,
Yeah.
and the rest of this is more important? It's like,
Off camera showing of the gameplay.
uh, whatever.
The back
Yeah, off
stuff.
camera, 240p, fucking over the shoulder. It's like, what the fuck? 8 seconds of essentially Akira evading a PPK and doing Tetsuzanko. It's like, oh, I hope that's in the game. Yeah, I hope PPK and evade and Tetsuzanko's in the game, dude. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, bruh, that's
I,
nothing.
yeah. I
That's like
think
seeing Ryu do a fireball in a Shoryuken and saying, "Oh yeah, we saw enough gameplay of Street Fighter 2. That's
Street
enough.
Fighter 7
That's enough. What more do you need?" It's like, bro,
I,
what are you talking about?
it is the buildup of anticipation.
Whatever.
It is
None of this
working.
matters.
It
When
is
it works,
working.
I guess it's not for me.
It's working for me.
Of
Like,
course it is.
yeah, somebody who
Don't
don't
play
play
the
Virtua
fucking
Fighter.
game. It's like,
hey. I've played Virtua Fighter before.
You know what I
I played
I've
mean.
Grand Blue
played
too. I
I've
Play
played
played
Virtua
Grand Blue
I've been
before,
played
dude.
Virtua Fighter 1,
Fighter.
2,
I look,
3,
I
4,
have
5.
put
I
in
own
hours into
Showdown.
Grand
I
Block,
bought
like Grand Blue.
Revo. I'm a Virtua Fighter player.
Mm-hmm.
I am a Virtua Fighter player. But did you
Yeah.
guys get a chance to watch this VF Direct? Uh I
I just
for,
skipped through it. I
it
it,
was it was pretty whack, uh, to say the least. There was really nothing here
yeah,
of
there
any
was nothing there.
significance
Oh look,
aside from
it's gonna be on a bunch of consoles, and now you got to deal with a bunch of Wi-Fi warriors. All right, it's like I don't care about that. Who cares? That doesn't mean anything to me.
yeah,
I mean, that's cool,
um,
I guess, like bigger player base or whatever, but I
$100,000.
don't care about that. Like, I'm not traveling anywhere. I'm not doing anything. So, I mean, I'll watch tournaments and stuff. So that's cool. But I don't care about the merch. All merch has to have a cure on it. You can't have any other fucking characters. What is that? Like that, I've noticed that every time there's some fucking merch, it got to be fucking Akira on it. And I get the Akira's the main character. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
well,
I'm just saying, like, it always
yeah,
has to have Akira, dude. Like, what the
yeah. I
fuck?
was gonna say, down here say he was voted number one
Yo,
all time
great.
favorite character. So I guess that's why they're doing these.
Yeah, but it's like, bro, there's number two. like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
you're making all your merch fucking Akira. That's just stupid.
yeah. Um, but the VF Direct was kind of whack. But I did watch the art direction trailer. I feel like this art direction trailer was more informative to than the VF Direct because I feel like this trailer kind of shows the direction that they want to take the game, and I found it really insightful and showing what they want to do. And looks like they want to kind of lean into what Virtua Fighter has always been, and like the big moves, the big animations, and kind of expressing the weight and impact of moves and things like that. And if they kind of the hope for me with Virtua Fighter 6 is they kind of lead or lean into the realism, and they also lean into all of the things that make Virtua Fighter. And if they do add anything extra, it kind of adds to the game and doesn't take away. But what about you guys? What is your hopes for Virtua Fighter 6?
I mean, if I was gonna say what I hope for the game, I know a lot of people say like they want the game to be more realistic. I want the game to be more realistic in terms of maybe art style and stuff. That's fine. That fits VF uh a lot. It should be like that. But I think in terms of gameplay, I find that when people say that, they don't understand how like actually like arcadey VF is and like with its game design. And I don't want it to be like realistic in terms of the actual game design
Yeah,
because it would just like make VF feel really slow and clunky. And I also think it would just like destroy the like system that VF is based on because it's not realistic. When
yeah,
if I throw you and if I'm starting to throw you, but then you do a move that's 60 frames, I think my 10 frame throw would grab you before that happens in real life. Like, you know what I mean? But in VF, they have hard rules like, hey, attacks beat throws. It don't matter. So it's like this Kage's 30 frame, 31 frame fucking cartwheel is going to go right through your fucking throat because it's throwing vulnerable and attacks are throwing vulnerable. So it's like if it looks real, that's cool. As long as it doesn't
yeah,
compromise like the actual like system of VF. And I think that
yeah,
sometimes you have to sacrifice the game looking real with every little thing because it needs to serve the gameplay first. Like the whole like it being real and shit.
yeah,
If it doesn't serve the gameplay, then it needs to be cut out.
yeah. Um, I agree. Um, but one of the things that I like about this particular video is that this part here, he was kind of going into how he likes kung fu films and like kung fu movies, and that's what he grew up, you know, watching because I did too. So I think that the new Virtua Fighter 6, he's gonna kind of implement some of the kung fu movie type cinema and cuts into the game. And I think that would look really, really cool. Um, I think that's what Virtua Fighter has just been missing, just the flair and cinematics of like other games.
Yeah, but that's exactly what ruined other games in a lot of ways. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want them to go too. It's so easy to go way too far with that. It's like that's because like every other game right now is a spectator game where it's like there's pauses and cutscenes and combos that last 50 million years with sparks and hit effects and all this bullshit. And it's like
Yeah, see, all
I I like if they did it in a like subtle way, I don't think that VF needs much to make it cool. It's kind of
yeah,
like something where it's like they just need a bit of salt. It's like
yeah,
that's it. They don't need, a ton of mayonnaise, ketchup, a Thousand Island dressing, this, that, and the other. It's like you don't do all of that. It's like
yeah,
it actually just needs some salt. That's all it kind of needs. It's like,
yeah. See, I want to see intros. I want to see better outros, better voice work, better costumes, um, a little bit more of the story incorporated into the characters, kind of like what they were doing with Wolf. I know you guys couldn't hear it, but at the beginning of the Wolf trailer, they were kind of explaining his story a little bit and what he's been through and things like that. That stuff is usually never in Virtua Fighter. Like you don't know what the story is until you like research it online or Google it, but they don't tell you nothing about the story.
Yeah.
So if they kind of do that and do it well, which I think they will, because these are the people behind the Yakuza series, and the Yakuza stories are amazing. Some of the best stories, some of the best character development I've ever seen in gaming. So if they can move some of that over to Virtua Fighter, I think it would be awesome.
I mean, that's
But
cool. I just hope
yeah,
it doesn't take away from the game.
yeah. But
That's
what?
all.
Yeah, I agree. But what about you, Josh? What do you expect from Virtual? I know you're new into Virtual Fighter, but what would you expect from Virtual Fighter 6?
I can't really say I have many expectations because I don't play the game like that. I'm a dead or alive guy, and my game's dead. So I want Virtua Fighter to be good for people who like Virtua Fighter. That's all I really want. I want the people who've been playing this game, consistently and faithfully to be happy with their new game because we lost Tekken, we lost DOA, we lost so many games. It would be nice for a legacy game that's been around for a long time to still be around in a way that's important to the people that matter the most. So
Yeah,
that's all I really want. And if it's good, I'll play it every now and again. But I can't really say I have any genuine expectations as someone who doesn't even just play it like that.
yeah,
So
I agree.
I want what's best for the people who enjoy it the most.
I agree. One thing that I'm kind of like just shoehorning in here. I saw a new like trailer for. Well, I don't want to say trailer, but saw a new video for Shinobi, a new Shinobi game that's coming out soon, and I am so hyped for this game, man. This game, it's like how it's like sometimes you can look at something and you can see like the passion in what they're doing. It's like every time I see this game, it just oozes like care. And for those of you who don't know, this is made by Lizard Cube, the same people who made Streets of Rage 4. So, but yeah, just the art direction and the care in this game is just off the walls, man. And I didn't know that the director had a background in like art and animation. But once you know that and you see the game, it's like, okay, yeah. Now, are you guys any type of excited for this game?
I'm like mildly excited. Like I'm gonna get it, you know. But I'm not like I've never been like a big Shinobi fan, so I'm not like, oh my god, like oh. But it's Lizard Cube is a company that I trust, um, so I'm like, yeah, I know it's gonna be good, like so I'll get it, and that's kind of it's like neutral for me. It's
Yeah,
like not neutral, it's above neutral because I know it's gonna be good, so I'm good. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll get it one day.
yeah. This game just makes me want to draw something. It's like the art style is like it's like almost like they're leaving in some of the um, penciling or the artistic flair in the way that they're designing like these things, and it just looks like a game that was just sketched, like somebody like sketched a game out with a magic pen or something. It just looks awesome.
Yeah,
But, but yeah, like
that's Lizard Cube. They're good
yeah,
at what they do.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it looks pretty cool. I probably I'm not really excited for it, looking forward to it or anything, but kind of like what Tevin said, like Lizard Cube seems to be one of those few companies or developers that they make good stuff, and I want them to continue making good stuff. So I will buy this game to support them. And whenever I get around to playing it, I'm sure I'll thoroughly enjoy it because it's freaking Shinobi.
yeah, that shit looks so sick. August 29th, I am definitely going to be getting that day one. I cannot wait.
Okay.
Uh, but on to some rather lackluster news. We got some DLC for our favorite game, guys.
Oh boy.
Tekken 8. just released some new footage of their spring and summer DLC, and so on this show, we've talked a lot about Tekken 8, and um, every time we talk about it, it's never anything good. It's never anything good, but we have to talk about it. We have to keep everybody informed. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and go over this DLC, recycled DLC for Tekken 8.
Our DLC read downloadable content.
So, for those who don't know, they're putting Fahkumram back into Tekken 8. And essentially, Fahkumram and Lydia were like the last DLC characters in Tekken 7 before they moved on to Tekken 8. So in Tekken 8, they decided to go right back around, take those characters again, and sell it to us again. And it just shows that the business practices for this company have gone shit down the drain. Absolutely down the drain. But let me.
You deserve what you tolerate.
But so essentially, they are not only giving us Fahkumram, but they are giving us Pac-Man and Pac-Man stages and costumes that were in Tekken 7 as well. So not only are they recycling characters, but they're recycling costumes too that we've already paid for or got for free in the last game. And one thing that I'm noticing, I don't know if you guys can see,
Yeah,
but in certain sections, they're starting to put whether the DLC is free or if it's paid down here in this left-hand corner.
Mm.
And I think they did that because there was some confusion, I think, last season with the Heihachi stage, where people thought it was going to be included and bundled in a certain thing or free, and we had to pay for it. So now you'll see free or paid down here in this corner, and you'll see it switch up. Paid. So you have to pay for that in the Tekken shop.
Man, microtransactions.
Yep. And also we got the Karate Kid.
I love ads in my games.
I know.
I love ads in my games. I love ads. Man, I'm so glad that I get to pay for ads now.
I know, dude.
It's awesome. Man, I've always wanted it. Oh, great.
How did they know I wanted to see it? I didn't know I wanted to see the Karate Kid Legends in theaters only. And now I'll be playing Tekken. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to go spend money at the theaters this weekend.
I'm so glad that I didn't forget. I almost forgot. Thank you, Jen.
Go watch Karate Kid in theaters this Friday. Jen approves. Oh, and so does Leroy.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Oh, ads all over the place.
Bro. So
in my game. Is that free? Is that free? Is that free?
Oh no. It is free.
Oh man, they should have made us pay for it. So I'd have
you
to
do
look
you
at
do
it.
pay for it, man. Just not with money.
So they have a Karate Kid Legends crossover where they're putting hoodies in the game.
It's an ad.
Put the ads in the game.
It's an ad.
God damn, that shit is on every screen.
It's an ad.
Come on, man.
It's an ad. Imagine like you like video games and you don't like movies. You don't like real life shit. You play video games because you're a fucking nerd, And then in your game, while you're playing it, you're being advertised to. Coca-Cola, fucking crunchy vegetables,
Yeah.
fucking whatever. It's like, yeah, this shit's is
You
Yeah,
know
it's
something.
crazy.
This makes me think of because I remember. Like, I don't know who it was. This is a long time ago, but I feel like there was a time where ads and stuff was common in games, but they weren't like. How do you describe it? Because remember Crazy Taxi, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And on the Dreamcast, there was a Pizza Hut, the KFC. There's Levi's.
Yes.
These were places in the game, but they didn't. I think
It,
that was
it
more for like, hey, this is like you're really in like some city in California. You're really down in California.
yeah, it added to the game. It
Yeah.
felt like a natural piece of what was supposed to be in the
And
game.
even in those situations is ass. And let me tell you why. Even
Mhm.
in the situations where it fits, it should be there, and that's cool. It's ass. You know why it's ass? Because in 20 years, when you want to play that fucking game,
Oh
you
yeah.
can't.
Yep. That's the
Oh
back
man, I really love this racing game. It's so cool. Oh, all the cars are real cars.
end. Can't
Oh man,
doesn't
game has
they
to be
don't do
deleted
that
from existence now.
because of the what do they call it? The fucking
What, the
thing
license?
ran out.
Yeah, the license, the
Yeah, the
fucking
license
agreement. Yeah.
contract.
Oh man, I would really love to re-release this game, but there's KFC all over the place, and there's nothing we can do about it. We would have to go through and change everything, and we don't feel like doing that. Not worth the investment. We could just re-release some other game that doesn't have that shit in it.
Or we
So
could re-release it and put some whack shit in there.
yep,
So
like you
if you
remember when they re-released all the Grand Theft Auto games, and then they had to take out all the fucking music.
yeah,
Oh, they had to do. They did that.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, people don't understand the cost of these things.
That's crazy.
Yep, that's why I hate real shit in things.
yeah.
And not just
Imagine this
game.
game in 15 years. Think you're gonna still be able to see Karate Kid in there in
And if
theaters?
if
Yeah.
if if, if you're able to actually gain access to it, oh wait, you will, because there will be pirate, you know, the from a pirate position.
No, we're talking
You
about
You know,
will, but not
funny.
officially.
You know what that makes me think about? Like, what if they release like Tekken? What was it? Tekken Tag that had the Snoop Dogg stage in it.
Hmm.
What if they had like released that game and like they had to pay for Snoop Dogg again to get him in the game
they would
No,
have
they're
just
to.
not
for a
gonna do that
stage?
because it was DLC. So
Yeah.
they just won't offer. See, back in the day, some things like that were segmented out. So you could say, oh well, that's DLC. We could just delete that. Okay, yeah, we re-releasing Tekken Tag too, but no Snoop Dogg stage. I'm so sorry. That's gone now. It's like, oh, that sucks. No Snoop Dogg stage, no Snoop Lion. But I will take that over this, and that's lame. I thought Snoop Lion was lame as fuck. I was like, this is fucking whack, dude. But look, it's Snoop Dogg in the game. Look, it's the guy. Now no one gives a fuck about a Snoop or a dog. No one cares about that shit.
The
So
one thing that
whack.
actually I don't mind, which I think is it's lame, but it's still neat because at least they own it. It's Pac-Man.
Oh well, that's
Pac-Man ain't
different.
going nowhere.
No, but that's not real life. Like, yeah, I don't care about Pac-Man. I think Pac-Man is lame, but Pac-Man is a video game character owned by Namco. I understand. It's like, okay, that makes sense. All right,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't have to put Pac-Man's head on Elisa. That's fine. A Pac-Man stage in the game, and whatever. And that
Which is
doesn't bother me. Like,
and what you have to pay for, by the way.
then
You
I
have to
won't pay for it. All right, whatever. Cool. It's not that big a deal.
At
It's
least
like,
it's theirs. At least.
yeah, but seeing Karate Kid fucking ads everywhere bothers me. I don't like that shit. It's whack.
waka
Yeah.
waka. Um, yeah, I think that all of this DLC is whack.
I mean, yeah,
Pac-Man is whack.
because it's not
Um,
made for you. It's not like, oh man, what DLC used to be. Like the spirit of what DLC was like, man, we made this game and it's so sick, but we had other shit we really wanted to do, and we just didn't have the time to give it to you. But what if we could just like kind of keep working on some new shit that we really want to show you? This is some shit that we think is cool, and then we're gonna give it to you. And that's why
yeah,
DLC used to be cool, because it was like, oh shit, they got more to deliver. But now it's just an advertisement tool and a marketing tool. It's not, you gotta have DLC now. It's like it's not about like, oh, I don't got nothing else to share, so I don't got no DLC. It's no, find here's a hat. I found the rock on the ground. It's Heihachi's favorite rock.
yeah,
It's
and,
like whatever.
yeah. And even this stage here looks recycled. It looks like the geometric plane from Tekken
It's the
7.
geometric plane. It's literally the geometric plane.
It really
I
is.
think I think geometric plane looks cooler.
Yeah, it's like all these assets and stuff. You think they're like remaking everything? Like it's the same fucking engine. It's Unreal Engine.
Yeah, but yeah, it's recycled geometric plane Pac-Man stage, which is super whack. But
$80 game.
you know,
$90 game. Let's go, dude. Finally, quadruple A is here. Oh man.
but
I like how that fell flat on his fucking face. What was that? Like
so
a Ubisoft game or something? It's a
I
pirate game.
know, right? Fucking A, dude. No one gave a fuck about this.
so your opinions on Fahkumram coming back?
I mean, I don't
And
really have any opinion. I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I'm not disappointed or mad at all. I think it's great.
yeah, I mean, it's like, who cares? The only people
Yeah, I
upset
don't play this
are
fucking
like
game.
EX. Like seeing him scream was kind of funny. Because, like, can you imagine still having the expectations for this
Yeah,
game after it's like consistently shat on you
yeah, I know,
for like
right?
a year and a half now?
One of my friends called him Five Dicks. He said Five Dicks. I was like, damn, Five Dicks? Damn. Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. But
And
anyway,
we-
yeah, no, I don't give a fuck about this game, dude. I think it's great.
yeah. Um. So all of this DLC to me has been disappointing. Like everybody from Eddie to Lydia to Heihachi to Clive to Anna Falcon, none of these characters are like gets me hyped for this game. It screams like base roster, like especially these two. But yeah, this game just continues to be a disappointment uh, for Tekken fans. So I am.
I think for who is this game made for? I think executives are happy. This game's made for executives and suits. I think they're like, yes, yes. The chart says. I think they're very happy with their monetization plans and
they,
everything.
they bought it last time. Why wouldn't they buy it again?
Yes, yes. Follow the chart. Um, I'm gonna be honest. Just with the whole thing, I know it's like kind of like it's still on Tekken 8, but the only thing that I think that's good about Tekken 8 is that it looks good. Like
Yeah, it
legitimately the graphics are like nice and all that shit. Like it looks good. But I think the story is, the more I think about the story, the more I think it's retarded. The more that I like see like the character designs, the more I'm like they're way too over designed. Like almost nothing. The only thing that's kind of cool, kind of, is like the character interactions when they come out, like the win pose, loop pose stuff, like uh, like when they first, like the little interactions they have in between rounds. That stuff's
Yeah.
kind of cool. It's like,
Yeah, the
but
presentation.
that's it.
Yeah, like I agree. The character models. I even like some of the over designed stuff. To be honest, I like some of that with Kazuya with the alligator skin
Well, Kazuya
trench
looks
coat.
cool. There are some that
Um,
look cool. Like,
yeah,
yeah, Kazuya, I think that's probably one of the coolest looks Kazuya's had. But then there's some where I'm just like, this looks fucking just too much. Like old characters supposed to look like old characters. Some characters don't even look like Eddie. He don't look
yeah, it's
like
terrible.
Eddie at all. Like,
Anna, Anna with the
Anna, I don't know what the fuck
reddish
they did
black
with
hair.
yeah, she
Yeah,
looked like somebody she about to call somebody manager, dude. Like, I don't like that shit. Like,
yeah. But I like the music too. I think the music is good.
I think the music is only good in a very few amount of stages. Like, what's her name? Raina. I think Raina's stage music is fucking good.
Yeah, I like the
Lydia stage
yeah, the beach
music is
stage.
good.
The beach
Yeah,
stage is awesome. I like
yeah.
the storm stage.
I don't even
It's epic.
remember it.
Yeah, the storm stage is epic. I know when me and Josh were playing, we were playing on that stage a lot.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I remember it sounded pretty good before I changed to something better.
It's
yeah,
like the Tekken music hasn't been just good, in my opinion. Like good, where you're like, damn, this is good since Tag 2. I think
I
Tag 2 was the last time where it was like, I'm downloading this soundtrack onto my shit and listening to it. It's like I don't do that shit for 7 or 8.
yeah. I can't. So when it comes to music with Tekken, it's so good that I can't really argue, music because a lot of it is just the best thing. But moving into our next topic, the Guilty Gear Strive source code has leaked. I think this was published. This article was published by Game Ran about like 5 days ago. But for those of you who don't know, somebody hacked Arc System Work, Sys Works, and there was a lot of interesting things that came out. One of the big ones is, like we said, the source code was leaked to where people now have access to, um, I think, all the assets too, right? The
Yeah.
source code and all the assets. So people are going into Guilty Gear Strive and kind of altering things and making their own versions of Guilty Gear Strive. And also the DLC was leaked. So I think we kind of know some of the characters that they were trying to put in the game now. Uh, if you don't like spoilers, well, we are about to spoil the future DLC for this game. So if you guys want to click off and come back, you're more than welcome to. But some of the characters that are leaked is Coon, which is, I don't know if you guys played Xrd, but it was like a lady in a mech or a robot suit of an old man. um, Also, they got Answer, which is a really, really awesome character design. I really like that character. Raven, which was really cheap. He was cool, but he ran the game at a certain point and get to get Xrd. So he's always, whenever I see that name, it always leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Raven. Um, but what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What are your thoughts?
Kind of like how because we talked about it back earlier, just amongst ourselves, where it's bad because it sucks to have something like that happen. It's now it pretty much opens you up to being all your hard work and intellectual property basically just got yoinked. But because I don't really too much care for Strive, Not saying it's it's allowed. I just don't care. But
Yeah,
it's one of those things where I think it's gonna assuming that the people who leaked it are going to just use it to create stuff. I think that'd be pretty interesting. So I think that
yeah,
is interesting in itself.
yeah,
But I will acknowledge that yeah, having your stuff leaked and stolen like that sucks no matter who you are.
yeah,
Yeah, for
But
sure. Yeah, it definitely is like a this is like a huge deal for everything. Like for them, obviously, it's a pretty big blow for them. Like, but not really because of spoilers or anything like that. I think like those things kind of hurt them, but not really. It's their source code being accessible to the average guy. Like I think that
yeah,
is what really damages them. And but at the same time, I think that there's a possibility that people can learn from the source code to kind of build their own anime fighting games because we do see a severe lack of new anime like fighting games in the sense of the system mechanics, not in how they look. Because most of the anime fighting games that are made by Arc System Works. So, if we need other developers, I mean, we have French bread, but that's about it. So it's like
yeah,
you kind of need more than that, so that you can get a different you get different variety of types of games. And it's not just made by pretty much one developer. So
yeah.
uh,
I so it's bad, but I'm really curious. On the lines of what you were saying, Cross, I'm kind of curious as to what's going to come out of this because it's no secret. I'm not a fan of Guilty Gear Strive. Me personally, I like Guilty Gear Xrd, and the shift from Xrd to Guilty Gear Strive are like two different games, two different philosophies. So the selfishness in myself, I want to see somebody alter the Guilty Gear Strive into a game that's more like Xrd for my own selfish taste. It's bad, but I want to see that, to be honest.
yeah,
But like you said, Cross, like people are going to take this source code and the assets and kind of learn from it, and hopefully it spikes us into another. Well, not I don't want to say another, but into an era where 2D anime fighting games are like better, you know. And that's what I want to see from like indie developers.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
competition is the only way that that's going to happen.
yeah, but one of the other leaks that I kind of didn't know until I started like researching this and looking for articles on the initial Guilty Gear Strive leak, but some other stuff also leaked with the Nintendo Switch. And let me see if I can pull that up really quick. So, um, with the Nintendo Switch, we kind of spoke on this a little while ago about how Nintendo they were kind of designing their cartridges to where the game wasn't on the cartridge, right? So you would get a cartridge, it would have a key in it, and Cross and Josh explained this to me. But there would be a key in the cartridge, and the key allowed you to download the actual game. So it was like you really don't own the game per se; you only own the key. And one of the leaks in the Guilty Gear, in the Guilty Gear leaks, was this. They kind of came out the reason why, and there's only so much data on the cards that you can put on there, and they limited the gigs on the card to like 64 gigabytes, right? So if there's only 64 gigabytes on the cartridge, you have no choice but to put all your stuff online to be downloaded,
Mm.
which sucks.
That's a shit excuse.
It
Be-
is because
because
they're making it that way.
no, look, no, it's a bad excuse, not even because of that. Because I get the idea that you have to limit the game space. That's not a problem to me. Like limiting the game space on the cartridge, because you
Yeah,
have to at some point, because you can have a terabyte if you wanted to, right? But what's the cost of doing that? You know? So it's like I get limiting it, but this is the problem with the key idea. It's deceptive. You either sell people a physical game or you sell people a digital game. If
yeah,
Guilty Gear Strive or whatever is going to be a game that's on the Switch too, and it's over 64 gigs, then sell it as a digital only title.
yeah,
That's it. You
yeah,
don't do this like deceptive, like bait and switch shit where people have to do research in order for them to figure out how to. So like to me, this is a bullshit, like, what do you call it? Damage control reasoning. Where it's like, oh, well, guys, like, it's only 64 gigs, and that's why we have to do keys. No, you don't. You don't have to do keys. You don't have to do that bullshit. You can
yeah,
just sell it as a digital game. What? You don't think people know how to access the internet now and download digital fucking games? Yeah, it's bullshit.
yeah.
It's bullshit.
I I agree. And you know, Nintendo themselves, they didn't come out and say any of this. Like somebody had to hack a company to find out this. And
Right.
it's very scummy, man. Very, very scummy. You're basically, like you said, you're tricking people. You're tricking people into buying a downloadable game when they're thinking they're getting something physical. So it's a bait and switch, and it's jacked up,
The
really,
thing
really
is,
jacked up.
is that like people got to start trusting their own common sense and ability to like make judgments, because it didn't take a hack to honestly come to the conclusion that that like they're being deceptive and all this stuff. You didn't have to do that. It's like the hack, all it does is provide me with more reasoning for why I'm correct. But people nowadays are so afraid to come to a conclusion if they don't have absolute knowledge of something. It's like, but if I'm running
Yeah.
towards you with a bat screaming, wait, are you gonna wait till I hit you in the head before you say, "Damn, he was trying to attack me with a bat," or are you just gonna come to a conclusion that that guy might be running towards me and trying to hit me with a bat? Let me
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. It's like you don't need to have absolute proof on every fucking thing. It's like you wait that long, you'll just get fucked. It's like sometimes you got to come to a prejudgment. You have to say, boom, I think this is how it's going to be. And if you're wrong, sometimes you're wrong about these things, right? If you're wrong, you update it. You say, damn, I was wrong. And then there you
Yeah.
go. And then you go from there. But it's like, you can't just sit there and let people fuck you all day. And then when you say, "Oh fuck, I am getting fucked," then they come with some excuse that they were able to fucking think of in the time and say, "Oh well, we're not really fucking you. You know, we have to do it this way. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is." Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, no,
Yeah.
dude.
Never be the
It's like
same.
in the average consumer doesn't know this. Like like this stuff that we're reporting, like I just wonder if like a consumer will actually even get to a page like this to even understand what's going on. And
And
it's really, really crazy. Because it's like, what if you don't have internet to download a game?
well, they'll find out.
You buy one of these keys and you thinking that okay, well, I could just pop it in and play, but you don't have any internet, you shit out of luck.
Well,
It's
they'll
over for
find
you.
out. Yep, they will find out, will they? I'm more and more convinced that people have to learn through pain. You can put all the
It's
information up
over.
you fucking want. They gotta learn through, oh fuck. Yeah, that's how they're gonna fucking learn. So it is what it is. You're right. A lot of people ain't gonna know. You can even have the information out there and try to tell people. They'll just say that you're being a party pooper. So it's like, okay, whatever, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look what you're doing now. You're over here letting people know, and there's going to be some super fan out there who just loves Nintendo, and they would have heard about this, but because they're receiving it as you're being a hater, they're going to miss it. And then when it happens to them, they're just going to be like, well, they're going to find a way to justify it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it all solves it. It solves itself in the end. You get what you put up with. So
Yeah. Which brings us into the next topic, which is on the same lines, which pretty much like the same thing, really. Um, Doom, Dark Ages just came out, and unfortunately, they are doing some of the same things that Nintendo is doing, to where all of the game is not on the disc. So what's happening? People are actually finding out and actually canceling their pre-orders for Doom: The Dark Ages. So
This is nostalgic, man.
I know, right?
Remember, Spyro did exactly this, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is stupid." And then everybody was like, "You just hate."
Who cares if a whole game is not on the disc, bro?
You don't have
Who
internet,
cares
bro.
that you gotta download one of an entire game, bro? Who cares? And then you're like, but what if I
Like,
have to
who
like
doesn't have internet, man? That's
who
crazy.
doesn't have internet? But what if like I want to resell the game to someone in the future or some shit like that, and like, you know, who, bro?
Stop. You
Bro,
just a
yeah.
hater. You ain't a real Spyro Doom Dark Ages fan.
So this article by Game Rat by James Ratcliffe uh, says after news broke that physical copies of Doom: The Dark Ages contained a few megabytes of data, players took to social media to protest the matter. As reported by Pure Xbox, a Twitter username Does It Play One stated that some fans had canceled their pre-orders of Doom: The Dark Age due to the controversial physical release decision. With only a small amount of data on both the PS5 and Xbox Series X game discs, this means that playing Doom: The Dark Ages will require a substantial download of approximately 85 gigabytes. That's a lot on consoles. The steep download requirement is a major problem for users without access to high download speeds or even just internet in general. If you don't have internet, you just fucked.
Fuck you.
But yeah, in this tweet, the amount of people canceling their pre-orders or outright skipping Doom: The Dark Ages because the botched physical release is huge. We always get these comments in our bubble, but this time it is disproportionate. One can only hope that Coalition is watching closely. Oh man, um, this sucks.
All I got to say is go home, soldier. The war is over. Because like this isn't worth fighting for.
Yeah,
Like, after the whole thing with Spyro, and just to kind of see how that how it concluded itself. You despite what people say, what Tevin says this all the time, like a broken record. That's what people say, but what do they do? When it's time to do, what happens? Doom sold so many copies or digital download, whatever. The most successful Doom sequel in history. Whatever. They're not that upset because when it is it out yet or is it about to come out?
I think it's out. I think it's out already because I saw somebody on my like friend list playing it, so I think it's already out.
Yeah, so they're gonna buy it. They've already bought it. They pre-ordered it.
Yeah, like one of my friends, he said that he wasn't gonna buy it long, but way before this. It was because the guy who made all the music, Mick Gordon, he's not involved with this game, and
oh,
because they wouldn't pay him or some shit like that. They wouldn't pay him for his music. So he was like, man, fuck y'all. Because
Yeah.
he was like, I own this music because I make it. People know I made it. Like, like that's a big part of it. And so that guy was like, man, I ain't fucking with anything with that this company do no more because they fucked over Mick Gordon. And Mick Gordon is like his music is like a big part of Doom. So man, fuck these guys. And I didn't see him I don't see him having the game, so I'm like, oh well, I guess he meant it. This
Yeah.
stuff like this, like he probably doesn't even care about because he made the decision to not get the game 2 years ago. Like
Yeah.
he was already like, yeah, I'm good. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
And
So
this article references the Switch 2 as well. Says with the Switch 2 supporting game key cards that require a full download, game preservation is becoming an uphill battle for fans and collectors alike. Whether Bethesda will respond to players' grievances remain to be seen. Guys, don't you laugh. You don't think they care about our
Todd
grievances?
Howard is such a generous man. I'm sure he'll listen to me if I Oh
You guys
man.
don't think they will listen to us? Come on,
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Anyone who even like no, the answer is no.
Yeah.
Like, the answer is
Bethesda
no.
would actually make a video laughing at you.
I don't. I don't know.
Like,
Kevin, I don't know if you remember. Do you remember ESOPs?
no, I don't.
All right, this was like way back in the day, like early, probably like early nostalgia critic. When once the whole once they switched to that guy with the glasses as the name brand.
Yeah.
And one of the first things they did was like, we're going to create ESOs, internet ESOs. So whenever someone does or says something stupid, just send them a link to this video. And it was just a video of everyone behind Doug's desk just fucking laughing at you. Oh man, I gotta find that. That shit was so good.
Man.
Bro, gaming. So me, I'm a collector. I love collecting games. I love having just looking back at my cartridges. I have Sega Saturn. I have a Dreamcast. I got I think I have my Super Nintendo still. I got my Sega still. Still got my PlayStation. Still got my PlayStation 2, 3, 4. And I remember a time where like I was just collecting games like crazy because I loved it. I'll look at a game, I'd be like, man, this game is so awesome. In the future, there's not going to be anything like this. Let me collect it. I know it's going to be worth something. And sure enough, to this day, some of the stuff I have is like worth a lot because you just can't find it anymore, But in this age, it's like you're not getting anything. You're buying an empty cartridge or an empty CD with nothing on it. And if you don't have internet, it's over for you. It's like, what can you do? What can you do? And it's like, feel like some of this stuff is just worthless now. Yeah. It's like, I feel like the games today won't have the value that the games of yesterday had.
Yeah, they're designed to be like that because because that's value being taken away from the company.
Yeah, it's a different ball game, and the meta now is to how's the saying go? You can't win if you don't play. This is literally the opposite. You do win, just don't play.
Yeah.
Stop playing the game. If the game is rigged and you're never going to be able to win anyway, stop fucking playing. Some people are too weak to understand that because they feel like they get hit with FOMO so bad. They just gotta have it. And they don't want to be the one that, is out of the loop or whatever. But the truth is, it's like with the way gaming has gone, because like I think I was talking to Young Sykes about this a while back. I was like, it's one of the quotes I'm gonna start. Just saying. It's like, go home, soldier. The war is over.
Yeah.
There's nothing left to fight. Because I was talking to Cross about this like about a week or so ago. It's like, yeah, when I get back to making videos, I don't want to cover controversial topics. It's like this shit is like every other day. It's the same thing. I'd be making this video for the rest of my fucking life if I keep covering gaming like this. Like, oh man, I can't believe I'm on Doom 17. I can't believe Doom Returnal is fucking people over by
Returnal.
Like, we've been this because like that whole saga with Spyro. That's one game that was good enough for me. I was like 4 or 5 videos, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
I feel like
come out on PC, pirated. There's so many things you can do. So,
yeah, I think that like if you don't get it by now, it's like you rejected it. You rejected it at some point. You didn't want to listen, and you'll learn the hard way, or you'll reject that too.
Or you won't learn it all.
Yeah, you won't learn it all. But I don't care. like it boils down to I don't really care. I'm just gonna go towards the things that don't do that.
Yeah, so there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
No, the young Sykes. The meta now is to fuck off. That's the meta now. Like again, don't play. It's like, dude, because you can think about it. Like 15 years ago, if Marvel Rivals came out, I would be one of those idiots bitching about costumes costing $20. Now, I can't wait to spend $20. It's like, damn, what other dumbass costume? Yeah. Come on, take my money. I'm having too much fun to give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's and what's the point? Besides, this game is giving me everything I want, and it's free. Like I'm choosing to give them $20 to see Squirrel Girl's cheeks. Like, bro, let's fucking go. I'm not about to sit here and chase. I don't have a problem with FOMO. Like, haven't had that problem since fucking the 360.
This is the difference between like Asia with gacha games and free to play games and stuff like that. This is how they are. This is like, let me try to like paint a analogy or picture, right? With them, it's like you get to walk into the red light district whorehouse and you get to stand in it. And all the girls are walking around and they're like, hey, how you doing? They'll talk to you and stuff. And you're like, man, this is great. They're like, yeah, you can stay as long as you want, man. And you're like, awesome. Can I touch you? $20. And it's like, all right. All right.
I mean, I do want to touch her, and I got $60 on me.
All right, fair enough. Okay, but it's like with the West, it's like, oh man, so this is this car that I bought from you. I bought this car from you. It works really well. So yeah, thanks for making the car. And they're like, oh yeah, that's it. Oh, you're done? You're just done, huh? Oh well, what if? No, actually, you gonna take it to the dealership? Well, we put this thing in the car now where if you go above 60 miles per hour, you got to pay us like $1 for every 5 minutes that you drive. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We also put a thing in it to where you can only come to the dealership. If you try to go somewhere else, it'll break your car. Yeah, the car will just explode. And then you have to get one of our new cars that has all of that shit all built into it so we can fuck you even more. Yeah. Oh, you don't like it? Oh, well, we worked with all of the other Western car guys. They're all the same.
Yeah.
So it's like you're just like, fuck, dude. Like what do I do? You just run to the fucking whorehouse's fucking open doors. You're like, fuck. I guess I will. And then they get mad. They're like, well, why are you spending 20? You don't own that. It's like, bitch, I don't own this shit. You're just giving me the illusion that I own some shit with you. At least with them, they're not even trying to fucking make it seem like I own it. They're just like,
Yeah.
pay me for a good time right now. And you're like, all right. And then they're like, okay, it's done. You like it? Yes. I'm glad you did. You want some more? Yeah, pay me again. Okay, cool. It's very fucking straightforward, and they give you exactly what you want. Would
Yeah.
I rather have a wife that loves me and kids? Of course. But if I have to choose between a bitch that hate me that's gonna take all my money and the whorehouse, I'm gonna choose the whorehouse every day. Every day. It's like
Because
so
she
because those are the only
doesn't.
two choices
She's
when
not
you talk
gonna.
about the mainstream.
She's not gonna trick me. She's
Yeah.
like,
Yes,
the
it is
thing that you want, I
transactional.
have, and you can have it in this quantity.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
obviously it won't last forever, and clearly you want this thing. But how close are you to getting that versus you're only a few feet away from me? So,
Yeah.
like, you know
Yeah.
what? With logic like that, how could I be upset? I have
Yep.
options.
Yep.
But so we went over a lot of topics today, but final thoughts.
My final thought is exactly what Young Sykes just said. If purchasing is not owning, then piracy is not theft.
Oh, that's
Uh,
okay. That's a
and
good saying.
I want to kind of go back. You know, we had this long discussion about piracy a long time ago, Herbert. Has your opinion not changed, but has it given you some insight based off of some of the things that have been happening in games now?
I think that is still not the right thing to do. Um, but it's like I will say when you got shit like this where your game is being pirated out the gate, it's like you buy a damn game and it's not on there. I feel like somebody done stole from you already. I feel like that's piracy. So it's like if you're gonna be doing these scummy tactics and scummy things like this, it's like sometimes you can have no choice. It's like you guys had already took stuff from me out the gate. It's like who now you want to hold me accountable for doing certain things? Who's holding these companies accountable for stealing
Pirates.
my game?
Pirates.
Pirates are holding them accountable. Pirates.
It's
Pirates hold them
like,
accountable.
bro, I spent $70, $80 on this game to get a key.
Mhm.
So now
To
you
get
Pirates hold
nothing,
them
to get
accountable.
absolutely nothing.
Journalists don't hold them accountable. Gamers don't have the power to hold them accountable, and sometimes they're too fucking weak-willed to do it. You know who fucking does it? Pirates. Pirates hold them accountable. That's the one thing they're afraid of, and it's not because my sales, I'm losing my sales. It is because of the control that they give to the consumer for longevity. I don't. Why in the fuck do I need to go buy your remastered, re-released version of Final Fantasy 8 when I got the real Final Fantasy fucking 8?
Yeah,
I can just get it like that, and I don't have to pay $1 billion, or I don't have to like deal with your dishonest ass. I can just get it.
yeah,
They don't like that shit. They don't like that shit. I can see if I would be completely against piracy if people were reselling pirated copies of Final Fantasy VIII. That's fucked
yeah,
up. You should not be able to make money off of someone else's fucking IP and you just stealing their merchandise and then you making money off of that shit. That's
yeah,
bullshit. But the digital files, you just distribute them for free. It's like that doesn't actually hurt gaming because that's not why people buy games. Like most people, they don't just mass download games just because they free. They have an emotion. People are human beings. They have an emotional attachment to the majority of games that they purchase, because you're putting hours into it. Think about this: you got movies, you got television shows and shit like that. People put a fraction of the amount of time they put into movies and TV shows, and they fucking are super attached to it. They, oh my
Yeah.
god, Yoda and the Mandalorian. It's like, and they put a fraction of the time that they put into that fucking television show that an average gamer puts into one video game.
Yeah.
So the emotional attachment that someone has to a video game, they will pay $60 7 fucking times if they had to. Because if the game is what they want,
Yeah.
but the thing is that companies understand that, so they take advantage of that. So what is your remedy to that? What is the remedy for them taking advantage of your emotional attachment to something? It's like piracy is the only fucking actual solution. I haven't been able to think of a solution that makes sense other than fucking piracy, other than you not having an emotional attachment to anything. Oh yeah, I should just kill myself emotionally. Like fuck you. Like no, that's stupid. You just shouldn't have an emotional attachment to stuff. Shut up.
Yeah.
That is just unrealistic. Like that's so stupid.
It's like I still think the act of piracy is still technically wrong, but I will, I'll put my glasses down and I'll look you in the eyes and just do that. But yeah, like it's like you said, like what other ways can you combat this stuff if like you said, the journalists aren't doing anything, if the gamers aren't doing anything? It's like it's, this
On-
is it's a slippery slope, man.
Only one man has did something to actually uh do something about it that was effective, and that's Gabe Newell with
Yeah.
Steam.
Newell.
That
Yeah,
was
and
it.
see, you guys are pretty much, told me about that. Or you guys educated me about that, and yeah,
If all the PlayStation stores, Microsoft stores, fucking Epic Games stores, and all these motherfucking stores ran like Steam and they were like Steam all the fucking time, Steam wouldn't need to exist.
yeah,
Shit would just fucking die. But the reason why Steam is alive and all these other platforms are dead is because Steam is needed.
yeah. Now, why do you say Steam is needed? Can you?
Because because customers need an advocate. They need a powerful advocate, and that's what Steam is.
Ah, I got you.
And companies need to be able to sell their shit to people in a platform that they trust.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because I remember not too long ago they had the whole thing where Steam said, "Hey, if you don't have your DLC fucking ready and know what it is, don't put it on here. Put it on
Dude,
Steam."
there's been ton of times like that when the fucking Arkham Knight released on a PC like a piece of garbage, and I remember all the console people at the time was like, "Ha ha, you PC people, that's what you get being on PC. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was good, huh?" You know what fucking Steam and Gabe Newell did? They said, "Yeah, that really does suck. That's trash. So we're gonna force these guys to give you a refund." That was before the Steam refund policy. That didn't
yeah,
exist yet. Then he was like, "Yeah, you're either going to refund them or your game's not on our store anymore. So you
yeah.
refund them." And so I had to answer a questionnaire. It was like, "Hey, you own this game, so do you want a refund or do you want all the games in the Arkham series for free?" And
That's crazy.
I bought a CD key of the game. I didn't even buy it off the fucking store. I bought it at lunch for like $25. So
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't care that much. I was like, I'll just wait for them to fix it. I was like, it's gonna get fixed at some point because the pressure on them is so hard. They're gonna fix it. So
yeah,
I kind of want to keep it. I do want to play the game. I'll wait for them to fix it. So I didn't
yeah.
respond. And then later on, all the games were all the Arkham games were just in my library. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't buy all these. It
Just
was
gave it
like,
to you.
yeah, they just gave it to him because I never responded to if I wanted the refill or not. So
That's
or the
crazy,
refund.
bro.
That's
You
what I'm
know,
saying.
I never thought about it like that, to where Steam is a platform that can defend gamers.
Yeah, they've always
That's
been that.
crazy.
That's why they were made. Like they
That's
were
crazy.
made because piracy was running rampant in the early 2000s with everything. And then like gaming companies like Ubisoft and stuff were coming up with the most absolute craziest DRM shit. Like look up like Star Force and shit like that. Like the DRM shit they were coming up with was in fucking insane.
Mm.
And
You
so
said DRM?
yeah, DRM, digital
What
rights
is
management.
okay? I was about to ask, what does that mean,
Yeah,
DRM?
it's essentially like digital tools that lock like how like what you can do with the fucking game. So it's so like they were coming up with all that because games didn't used to really have DRM. They were just like you just got the game. You could do whatever you wanted with it. You could copy it, you could do whatever. You know, they didn't really have DRM, but it's like they were one of the first ones that actually started creating DRM. And so Gabe at the time was like, "This is not how you fight piracy." He's like, because essentially what you're doing is that the people who are doing the right thing, spending money on your game, they're getting a worse experience. But the people who pirate the game, they're getting a better experience. So you're rewarding pirates by creating DRM. He was like, this is not a good idea. He was like, and they were just fucking shit up. So he was like, okay, I'm going to make this platform Steam. It's going to be a place where people can go and buy our games, but they can like if anyone wants to upload their games on here too, they can buy those games. Yes, technically it's DRM, but we're not going to do anything to it. We're not going to actually like do anything to it. You don't have to do any crazy shit or anything like that. You can mod the game still if you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You know?
Yeah.
And so like that grew in popularity extremely quickly. I mean, I think Steam was made in like what, 2001? It's
Yeah.
like so by the time we were using it, Josh, it was 10 years old.
Yep. Been around for way longer than that. Remember, we had talked about it at one point, Herb, when we were talking about how Steam was so successful with only 400 employees
Oh
compared to.
yeah, and there was Steam be paying them their employees so good, boy. They'll
Yeah,
never leave.
yeah. I was like,
They
dude, I
got
was
the money,
like,
to do it too.
we wanted to be
Oh
janitors up in there. I was like, yeah, I'll mop
yeah.
for $40 an hour.
So Young Sykes, you reminded me of a topic that I had on here that I forgot to put on here. So if you guys don't mind bearing with me, I want to cover one more topic and then we can get out of here. But Young Sykes says not only that but the PS3 shop dead, 3DS shop dead, Wii and Wii U shop dead. Can't access those things anymore. Hell, even the online components. So I was reading that and it made me remember one of the topics that I had that I forgot to bring up. And Nintendo, they're bricking systems out here, or they can brick your system with the new Switch 2. If you don't comply with their demands. Let's share my screen really quick. But I thought this was absolutely crazy, bro. So, in the new Switch 2 policy, in their service agreement, they have a statement that says that if you do anything that they deem unacceptable, they can pretty much shut your console down, which is absolutely crazy. And I want to read some of it. But yeah, let me see here. I don't want to read all of it because it's a lot.
I mean, I think
So,
we get the point.
you say what?
I said I think we get the point.
Yeah.
Like this isn't the
So
first time this happened.
so you acknowledge that if you fail to comply with the foregoing restrictions, Nintendo may render the Nintendo account services or the applicable Nintendo device permanently unusable in whole or in part. That is insane. You mean to tell me a 400 some dollar console, if I do something you don't like, you can just shut my whole thing down?
You'll own
Like,
it and be happy.
it's like, and it goes back to what I was saying. It's like, I feel like I'm being pirated. It's like for you to just say that, okay, well, I could take your whole entire console out if you do something that I don't like. Um, and bro, these companies are getting more and more bold each and every year.
Well, hold on. This is not the first time that something like this has been like true for consoles.
Yeah. So
Like,
this is my first time ever reading anything about this.
yeah,
What other instances did they have to where like they would like completely they can brick your console if you don't comply?
the Xbox 360.
Xbox 360?
Yeah, they brick consoles all the time during the seventh generation, and they were bricking
Really?
consoles. Yes,
I did not
because
know that.
they would put out bricking waves,
Yep. If you
and
had
they
like a
Wow.
pad console that you modified, they
mhm.
could remotely
Oh,
shut down
like
the Xbox.
if you jailbroke it or something.
Yeah, if you got online,
Not even just a jailbreak. You could, because the original 360s had issues where like the what is it, the X plate or whatever would like come off because it would overheat, and then that's what we call the red ring of death. So
yeah,
some people would modify the inside of their console not to like for piracy reasons, but just to fix the issues with the console so that it wouldn't die. It wouldn't die, and that would get you bricked.
yeah. Your reward for fixing a problem that they caused was no console.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And that is like so crazy.
Microsoft was the first one that started that.
I did not know that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
insane, bro.
Yeah, so this is nothing new. It's just that now that it's becoming so commonplace, and the whole rise of you know, Nintendo doing the way things that they want to do. It's like, yeah, that's why when we hear stuff like this, me and Tevin are like, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
okay,
day,
yeah,
the day that ends with Y.
yeah, right. It's like,
Yeah.
these companies are not your fucking friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes no sense to like treat them as if they are this weird uh this weird
Why are they doing this to
trust.
me? It's like they
Yeah,
are
the aspect.
adversarial towards you.
It's,
Like,
it's ridiculous.
So Young Sykes says it's not just the Switch 2, it's the Switch 1 as well. They recently put out an update. They basically brick your system if they feel like you're tampering or modding in any way.
yeah, and people mod the Switch One, not to pirate it, but essentially the Switch One has locked cores on it, like cores that if you were to unlock, it would make the system perform better.
Oh,
But
really?
yes, but there's overheat. It could overheat. It could cause overheating issues. That's
Yeah.
why they locked them, because they didn't want anyone, to have their switch overheat or whatever. But if you're technically savvy, you might say, well, I'll install a different type of fan. I'll, install different heat sink. I'll use different, fucking
Components to make it
yeah, yeah,
work.
yes, right. To make it work, I'll deal with the voltage or whatever. You'll fuck with it so that maybe it won't overheat. This is technical shit. Like, this is not something an average person will be able to do. But
Yeah.
that'll get you fucking bricked.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's yours. It's supposed to be your
Yeah.
console that you
Yeah.
own, but I don't like that. I don't like that you did that. And you download this update from Nintendo. Oh, we saw that you modified it in some way, shape, or form. So instead of banning you from like, because I could understand, I could actually reasonably understand the idea of like, hey, we're just gonna ban you from like the Microsoft Store, or we're gonna ban you from Nintendo online services because we
Yeah.
don't know whatever modification you did to your system. Maybe you did some shit where it's gonna allow you to be able to get in and fuck with the entire store and shit. Because that happened with the three. That's what started all of that. Because
Mhm.
people with the 360, the reason why that started was because the dev kits, people would throw ugh, developers would throw away dev kits. And so people would search through the trash and find dev kits. And then they would use those dev kits to get onto like the because the devs had access to the full Microsoft store unrestricted.
Yeah.
And they could just download whatever and do whatever, right? Um,
Oh, I see.
yes. And so then people would like reverse engineer that and then make regular Xboxes be able to do that.
Oh, that's
And
crazy.
so they were like, they got fucking terrified, and then they started putting out these ban waves and trying to brick consoles, but they brick innocent consoles in the process. And then
Yeah,
they
that's
just came out
crazy.
with a thing of, well, we can just brick your console if we want to, and so that became commonplace. Um,
Yeah. Well, like you said, I could see, hey, you're restricted from the Nintendo store or online or whatever, but just
yeah, your
completely making a
hardware,
system that you bought unplayable is
yeah,
like,
unusable. Like you can't do anything with it but throw it away.
that's terrible, bro.
Yeah, and it sucks because again, this is something that they're doing to stop less than 1% of people doing this.
Those
The
dirty
innocent
pirates.
people get hit.
Oh man,
They're the
dude.
victims, and they did nothing
Yeah. That
except to
is,
log on one day.
And
bro,
like
that is
that's
terrible.
why I'm such a advocate for piracy because like they're doing all of this shit in the name of stopping pirates. Essentially, that's what they're going to say. Oh
Yeah.
well, we need to protect Timmy's user experience. And it would be we don't want some malicious actor that has harm for me and you. Those pirates. Like blah blah blah. It's like no, that's not really. Why don't y'all put more effort into your own cybersecurity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because y'all getting hacked and shit all the fucking time. But when it comes to us, man, you're all so ready and prepared to fuck us up. But when it comes to like actual hackers stealing your employees like fucking social security numbers and tax
Yeah.
information and all this shit, you don't got no remedy for that. It's like
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, tough shit.
yeah,
Hopefully whoever still change your password, I guess. I don't
yeah, I know. uh Fucking information been bought and sold so fucking much. I bet that the people who buy and sell information like, damn, I already got Tim Johnson. Damn, I got him. I got the rarity of him.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm more him than he is.
damn, I
Like,
know. Like, damn, I'm tired of it. I mean, I'll trade you. I got Tim Johnson right here. I got what he ate yesterday, man. I don't give a fuck about that. Damn.
But final thoughts for me. Evo Japan was really dope. I enjoyed that. Virtua Fighter 6. I like Wolf's new design, but it's kind of weird at the same time. The Ganondorf, or Gandalf, not Gandalf, Ganondorf. The Ganondorf beard is weird, but I still like it. Um, and I'm hoping for the best for Virtua Fighter. I think they have um, the best opening to be the best 3D fighter with Tekken 8 going down a fucking drain. So I'm hoping that they feel that spot as the best 3D fighter. Um, some may argue, that Virtua Fighter 5 is already the best 3D fighter, but I'm hoping Virtua Fighter 6 will rise to even higher heights. Tekken 8, I'm tired of talking about it, but they continue to suck. The Arc Systems work leaks. It's bad, but maybe some good will come of it. We'll see. A lot of scummy business practices that have been going on for a while now, and I'm just really tired of seeing it. But you guys, any final thoughts?
Yeah, everything's kind of, BF, good for them. Hope wish for the best. Tekken, who gives a shit? I'm only looking forward to the guy who's refining his make Tekken mod.
Yeah.
What else we talked about? Switch. Anybody who's like okay with that, fuck you. Yeah. Gaming is great if you know what to look for. If you're stuck on AAA time, then you're gonna do the AAA fine. You're gonna pay the AAA fine.
I agree with that. What about you, Cross? Any final thoughts?
Man, Chris said that they sold our information so much that I'm getting calls about my extended warranty, but I'm thinking that they sold my information so much they're the ones getting calls about my extended warranty, dude. They're the ones like I'm not him, dude. I just sell this shit, yeah, no. I don't really care about most of the shit we talked about today, to be quite fucking honest. So my opinion is kind of like no. It's like I don't really care. I don't care about Tekken. I don't care about the VF directing. Evo Japan was, for what I watched, was nice. What's the other stuff? The modern gaming shit. No, who cares? Yeah, it's trash. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any opinions. It's like whatever.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the honesty and the truth. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And man, I love doing this. Like I kind of had to muster up the strength to actually get on and actually and do this today. And I appreciate, Josh and Cross coming out and supporting the show. I appreciate you guys. But any links, any tags before we get out of here?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch and X, the Immortal Afro, Eternal Afro Josh.
All right, Cross, you got any tags or links?
No.
All right. Well, you find him on Virtua Fighter. Look for Cross.
That's right.
Challenge him.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube, of course, at H3 The Game. You can find me on Twitter, H3 The Game, Twitch, H3 The Game. And yeah, like I said before, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to get out of here. I don't know if we'll be back next week. Will we be back next week?
We'll see. There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
and it'll just have to play it by ear. But after July, probably August, then we'll be ramping up more consistently. So
I agree with that. All right, people, have a good day. Be easy. Peace.